Hello guys, today we are going to learn, creation of, data frame from pandas. Okay, so this is very popular, library in the field of, Python. Panda is, used as a Python library for data analysis and data manipulation. So for data analysis and data manipulation, we are using, pandas, which is, very, very, popular. Okay. So what happens in, pandas, is that any kind of, calculations and all we can do using, pandas. So if you already have, pandas data frame, you can convert it into, Pyspark data frame. There are two kinds of data frame, guys. As I've already, told you that, data frame is nothing but, two-dimensional table. And there are two kinds of, data frame we can, create. One will be, pandas data frame and one will be, Pyspark, data frame. So there are two kinds of, data frame we can create. One is pandas data frame and one is, Pyspark data frame. And, both this data frame are changeable. That means this pandas data frame can be converted to, a PySpark data frame, and this Panda and PySpark data frame can be further converted into, pandas data frame. So this conversion of data frames are possible. So let us just, try to, see. So let's suppose, import pandas as PD. That means from the pandas, library, we want to whenever we want to use the functionality from pandas library, we have to write this first command, import pandas as pd. That means we are giving an alias name as as pd, and that is how will proceed. And from pyspark.sql we'll import the spark session. To initialize the Spark session, Spark session dot builder dot app name, whatever app name we want to give dot get or create. This will initialize the Spark session. This is the initial line from where the Spark sessions will proceed. Then we can create a pandas pd dot data frame. As when we were creating from Spark, we wrote what Spark dot create data frame, and we used to pass the data and column. Here we will write pd dot data frame and that particular IDs and that particular names, that particular it's like key value kind of thing which will pass. Let's suppose the key is ID and this is the value, name is key, this is the values, age is this, and these are the values. And we cannot use this show method. We have to print the values. Let us just try to create a data frame from pandas library and try to see is it getting created or not. Let us just first, guys, import this one. So this we have imported this pandas as pd, and from pyspark.sql module we have imported this spark session. We are initializing the Spark session dot builder dot app name, whatever name we want to give to that particular Spark session, which is getting created, dot get or create. And then we are creating the data frame PD, whatever the pandas we have imported, PD dot data frame, and then we are passing that supports the keys ID and the values are 1, 2, 3. The key is name and the values are Alice, Bob, and Charlie. The key is age and the values 25, 30, and 35. And these are given in a dictionary format. If you see, this is a dictionary. I have shown in the dictionary when I was teaching you dictionary. Do you remember that, guys? Yes or no? How is the dictionary written? Key and then colon and the value, and the key then colon and the value, and then, guys, key and then colon and the value. And then, guys, entire thing is under this data frame, and we are printing that value. One per one data frame is created using pandas library. Yes or no, guys? Are you clear till this much?
Yes.
Any doubt in creating a a pandas dictionary? Yes or no, guys? Are you clear till this much?
Yeah.
So this is, guys, our pandas dictionary using here we are using a dictionary and pandas data frame, and then we formula is use pd dot data frame, and then you can weave the values in key value format. And we are using print instead of show. So the leftmost column 0, 1, 2 is the index. it is the row number. Okay, so this one is the row number 0, 1, 2. This is, guys, the row number 0, 1, and 2. This is the row number. It will come by default when you create a pandas data frame. It is not a part of your data, it's just how Panda displays the rows by default. It helps in identification of each row, like a primary key in a table. Okay, it's just identification of rows. It is not any it is not the actual data. It just signifies that this is the first row, the second row, this third row. PDF.show, that means whatever Panda data frame you have created, you cannot use show method because show method is Pyspark data frame method, not the Pandas data frame method. Now, to convert this pandas data frame or to Pyspark data frame, what we will do is that we'll use, there's something called as, spark.create data frame, and this, pandas data frame, whatever we have created. The name of the pandas data frame, what we have created is PDF. Now we are trying to, convert this pandas data frame to Pyspark data frame. So what I am writing is that spark.create data frame and then pass this, PDF. Okay. So now what will happen, guys, what will happen is that this particular pandas data frame is getting converted into, Pyspark data frame. So to convert this pandas data frame into Pyspark data frame, what are we doing is that what we'll do is that we'll use this Spark, and we have to use that in a spark.create data frame. This is the method. But this PDF is nothing but the data frame we have created. This is the data frame we have created using pandas. So now we are passing those data frame which is created from pandas, and then what will happen? One data frame is created which is in the form of what, guys? It is in the form of Pyspark data frame. Let us just execute this. Execution is still in progress. Still this red button, square button is shown. That means execution is still in progress. Yeah, so now you can see this data frame. Yes or no, guys? This is the ID, this is the name, this is the age. This is your Pyspark data frame. This is your pandas data frame. This is the row number in pandas data frame, which comes by default. And this is how we are converting this pandas data frame to Pyspark data frame using a method called as spark.create data frame, and we are passing this pandas data frame. Yes or no, guys? Any doubt here? Any doubt? Tell me how to create a pandas data frame, and how to convert this pandas data frame into Pyspark data frame. How to see that panda Pyspark data frame. We have used df.show. Any doubt, guys? Chitra, Gokul, are you guys understanding? Murari, Rupa, Shumati. Yes or no, guys? Are you there? Are you
Yeah.
understanding?
Yes,
Yes.
doctor.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
So are you clear how to create a pandas data frame? First, you have to import it from what? This pandas, pandas library, import pandas. You can give an alias name. Generally, people give PD. You also give as PD. And from pyspark.sql module, you have imported this Spark session. You have created and initialized this Spark session using Spark session.builder.app name. The application name you are giving .get or create. This method you have to use to initialize the Spark session. Then you create a pandas, data frame, pd dot, data frame, and you pass a dictionary. This panda data frame was created whose name was PDF. You saw that, pandas data frame, we have to use print method, not the show method, because show method is for Pyspark. Now what will happen is spark.create data frame. You have created a, a data frame and which you are saying. Are you clear till this much, guys? Yes or no? Both of you are clear? All of you are clear? Yes or no? Chitra, Gokul, Murari, and Rupa and Sumati. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes, it's
yes,
clear.
doctor.
So this is, guys, the way to create pandas data frame and convert it into, guys, PySpark data. Now to convert a PySpark data frame to a pandas data frame, we'll use dot to pandas. Okay, dot to pandas method. Let us just try to see that. So now what will happen is that, guys, now from this, Pyspark data frame, we are converting into pandas data frame. To convert it into pandas data frame, we'll use, data frame dot two pandas. Two pandas. See, this is lowercase, two, P is capital. So we created a, first of all, let us go from line by line. First, we have imported from pyspark.sql module. We have imported this Spark session. Spark equals to Spark session dot builder dot app name dot get or create. We have created a Spark session. This is our particular data, Alice and 25, Bob and 30. This is a particular, this is inside a tuple and then inside a list. This is a particular columns, name and age. To create a PySpark data frame, we use a method called as create data frame. Spark dot create data frame. We pass the data and column. A data frame, got created, which is nothing but the PySpark data frame. Now we want to convert this PySpark data frame to pandas data frame. So we taken the name of this data frame, df, and we use the method called as two pandas. And then what will happen is that these two pandas will convert this PySpark data frame into a pandas data frame. Let us just see. Yes or no, guys? Let me know. So this is got, guys, this PySpark data frame got converted into pandas data frame. Are you guys, clear with this? Yes or no? Chitra, Gokul, Murali, Rupa.
Yes.
So now, guys, now let's suppose I wanted to see the, PySpark data frame. What would I have written here? df dot, which method? Show method. Yes or no, guys? So this will show the, PySpark data frame. And then I want to convert it into pandas data frame. So what I have written, df dot two pandas. So it will convert this PySpark data frame to pandas data frame. Let us just see. This is your PySpark data frame. And now you will get your pandas data frame. Yes or no, guys? Let us just see. This is a this is a pandas data frame. From pandas data frame, how we were converting into, uh, PySpark data frame. Do you remember how we were converting? df dot. Do you guys remember? Yes or no, guys?
Yeah, create data frame and then put the pandas object name,
Yes or no?
alias name.
Let us just go and try this one. Create. Let us just write down here. df equals to df dot create data frame. Let me just try. Is it working or not? This is the way. This is the formula, guys. df equals to spark dot create data frame. Always we have to use spark dot create data frame, and then we have to pass what, guys? Pandas pf. Yes or no? So this will be converted into what? Into a particular this pandas data frame and trying to convert it into PySpark data frame. So I've used spark.create data frame. I'm passing this pandas data frame and which I want to see. What I have to write here? df1 dot what, guys?
Show.
Yes or no? So this is again, a technique to convert this, pandas data frame to a PySpark data frame, PySpark data frame to a pandas data frame. So both we are, able to see that. Let us just see that. Are you guys, have you guys, created any data frame in, in your system? And did you got that? Yes or no, guys? Did you guys created any data frame? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, I practiced some from the previous
Then just create one
classes.
data frame and see, how it is looking because now the conversion, now the validations are for ETL, automation tester is not based on tables, guys. So always based on the data frames. Is it clear, guys? The entire, conversion, three conversions we have seen. Can you tell me what are the conversions, we have, seen? So first we saw, guys, what? First we saw what? to create a what guys? Pyspark
Spark.
data frame. Yes or no, guys?
Yeah.
Pyspark, let me just extend this. First, we created a Pyspark data frame. Then we what we do? Create a pandas data frame. And then what we do, guys? Conversion of Pyspark data frame to pandas data frame. How can we convert, guys, Pyspark data frame to pandas data frame? What is the method? df dot two pandas. Do you guys remember two pandas? Yes or no, guys? And conversion of pandas, data frame to Pyspark, data frame. What is the method? Can someone tell me? What is the method?
Create create data frame.
Not totally up to tell. Spark dot create data frame. Yes or no,
Oh
guys?
yeah. Yeah.
Create data frame, and then inside this, what we will pass, guys? The pandas data frame, whatever is the name of the pandas, data frame. Yes or no, guys? And to see the values, to see the values for the data frame created. This is the question created. What method we use in PySpark, and what method we use in pandas? What is the answer, guys? In PySpark, what we use?
Show
Show method. And in pandas, what we use, guys?
print.
Print method. Yes or no? Do you guys agree with me? Yes or no? Very good. So let us, guys, just compare this pandas data frame to the PySpark data frame. And after comparison, let us get some analysis. What is the difference between pandas data frame and PySpark data frame? Most of the people are, will not know this kind of differences, and they will think a data frame is same only. It's not like that. Every data frame is different, and there's different, use, and there's difference. So let us just try to, understand. Pandas data frame, the language used is nothing but the Python. PySpark data frame is nothing but the Python API for Spark. So Pandas data frame is a library for Python. PySpark data frame is a Python, API for Spark. To use Spark, we are using Python here. That is called as PySpark. Pandas is what, guys? Pandas is actually a library for pandas for doing some calculations which will be used. So pandas is a library written for Python. PySpark is not a standalone. It is a Python wrapper for Spark, which is written in Scala or Java. So PySpark is an API which is written in Scala or Java. Pandas is a library written for, Python. When we go for pandas data frame, when it is a small to medium data set, okay, then we will go for pandas data frame. Must fit in a memory of a single machine. So whenever there is a small set of data, we'll go for pandas data frame. Whenever it is a very large set of data, guys, terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, or hexabyte, these kind of data are there. Then, we will go for PySpark data frame. So whenever there's a very large, data set distributed across multiple machines in a cluster, we'll go for PySpark data frame. Pandas can't, handle data bigger than your laptop, RAM. Okay, this is very important. Pandas data frame, can't handle data bigger than your, your laptop, RAM. Let's suppose your RAM is, 16 GB. So only that level of, data, pandas can, handle. PySpark splits the data into, into process them into multiple nodes, guys. So PySpark will, process them into, multiple, computers. And then, guys, we will be, using that PySpark data frame. But, Pandas data frame, is completely, entirely dependent on your, laptop's RAM. Okay. Data is processed on a single machine. Okay. In a single, process. So what will happen if your laptop is having, 16 GB, RAM? So it can work, guys, 5 to 6 GB of data, but let's suppose the data is 50 GB or 100 GB. Then what will happen? It will, crash your memory. Are you able to understand, guys? So what is happening is in Pandas data frame, it depends on your laptop's, RAM. So, but PySpark, what is happening is that it's built on, on Spark, on multiple machine node. So each machine will have its own, RAM and CPU. And then what will happen? It divide into partition. Okay. So what will happen? Let's suppose the data size is, 100 GB. So there are, five clusters. So what will happen? Five clusters, each node will have, 20 GB of RAM. So that like that, guys, it will divide the process and it will, work. It does not depend on RAM capacity, but what will happen is that for pandas, what will happen? It will depend on, on your RAM capacity. Okay, if your RAM capacity is, more than, the data less than the data what you are, supplying, then this will, crash, and then you will get an, error, guys. Yes or no, guys? So that is what is, guys, pandas and this PySpark, data size execution, eager execution. Every operation is executed immediately. That is what is, guys, pandas data frame. Every execution as soon as, will be executed, immediately, guys. That is what is this execution for the pandas data frame. PySpark data frame, I told you, lazy, execution. Operations are first planned, and Spark waits until you get a call. Let's suppose show, count, collect, this kind of methods to actually run the, run the program or run the computation. So Spark is, lazy execution. First it makes a plan, and then it waits for this kind of actions like show, count, and collect, and then, actually it will run this actual execution. This makes, Spark more efficient as it can optimize the whole pipeline before, executions. Panda, on the other hand, execute, step by step. So Panda Spark will first make a plan, as I have told you, DAG. DAG plan, it prepares a plan and then it waits for the action to come. And that particular action can be a show method, a count method. So these kind of, methods will come. Then only, Spark will actually, work. That is called is what, guys? Lazy execution. It creates a directed acyclic graph, which I have told you, which is a particular plan it creates, and then only it waits for that actions. Then only it will, execute. Early execution will happen in pandas data file. So performance-wise, very fast for a small data set. In memory, single node optimized with extensions like NIMFI. In memory means what? Entire memory of RAM will be used. Yes or no, guys? In memory means what? It depends on, guys, uh, on your, laptop configuration. That means how much is the configuration of the RAM. Based on that, guys, it will, execute. So pandas will load this entire data set into RAM, and RAM can, access it, in very, nanoseconds, I can tell. Okay, so that is what is the, guys, this in memory. In memory means what, guys? Pandas, what it will do? It will, load the entire data set into RAM. And then what will happen, guys? RAM can access in, in nanoseconds. Okay? So no, no disk and, or, networks are involved here. But what about this PySpark data frame designed to scale, can process billions of rows on distributed system? Pandas might be faster for 1 GB of data set, but PySpark wins when the data is, 200 GB or 500 GB or 1 terabyte, 5 terabyte data weight or 5 petabyte data weight, data size is there, 5 petabyte data size is there. That time, pandas cannot be used. We cannot have a RAM of, 5 petabyte. And that time, what will happen? This PySpark is required because it will distribute it. And then what will happen, guys? It will be more efficient. Are you getting the understanding, guys? Listen. So pandas data frame, what is happening? All data are, in memory, all data are in RAM. So it will, instantly, execute it for a small set of data. But for a, huge set of data, because here there is no, no distributed, single node. One computer is there and you will just execute it. So single node is there, no distribution is there. Okay. So here what is happening, guys? In pandas data frame, Now all data is in what, guys? Is in memory. So what will happen? Immediate execution will happen. But and also it's a single node. That means there is only one computer. But PySpark data frame, guys, a huge set of data, we cannot go for pandas data frame because there's only one computer, one RAM. So for a huge set of data, always we are requiring PySpark data frame and not the pandas data frame. Next is, guys, memory uses limited to your machine's RAM. There's no limit to machine's RAM. Uses cluster memory plus disk if needed with fault tolerance. That means in pandas, if data set is equals to the RAM memory, program crashes. If data set size, your RAM is 16 GB and you're giving 100 GB data, it will a program will crash. In PySpark, if one node will fail also, one computer will fail also, or memory is not enough, Spark will redistribute the work to other computers